Are you or a loved one suffering from a medical coincidence? You want proper medical care, but you don't want people sniffing around asking a whole bunch of questions about what might be causing your problem.
Hey, who said the market didn't always have a solution? And I bet that business is absolutely making a killing. Welcome back, beautiful and amazing human beings. My name is Zuckerdaski here of WeAreChange.org, and we have a plethora of absolutely crazy news to get into, especially when it comes to all the latest actions with the Republicans in Congress, which we're going to be breaking down and giving our own personal raking on. There's also a lot of crazy news coming from the Ukraine. We're going to be talking about that and the larger World Economic Forum Davos agenda here on this independent media broadcast. If you like the shirt that I'm wearing, you could get it on thebestpoliticalshirts.com, and the clip that we played in the beginning of this video was done by the YouTube channel I Want Liberties. We, of course, will be linking him down in the description below, and their Kaufman Institute for Coincidence video is just absolutely brilliant. It only has 2,000 views on YouTube within 18 hours. That's crazy. We need to pump up those views, and of course that video will be linked down in the description below so more people could watch it and share it. And I think their channel is definitely worth subscribing to. I'm gonna subscribe to it, as their coverage of all the coincidences in our society were right on the money. And there definitely seems to be a lot of coincidences in our society. This morning, all flights in the United States were grounded due to allegedly a computer glitch. Yes, you heard that correctly. That's the official story of what we're being told right now. Computer go blip, you stay home. I don't know, seems a little fishy to me, as we have to understand that there's a larger agenda by a lot of powerful people out there who don't want you traveling, don't want you flying. They want you staying at home, eating the bugs, getting your moobs from the oat milk while sucking down some seed oils, and of course living in virtual reality, as even the right-hand man of Klaus Schwab, Yoel Noah Harari, just came out in a new interview and described how human beings are going to have to relearn how to live in a virtual reality society, specifically adding how this larger re-education program is going to be run through the government and its intervention. Truly Orwellian dystopian stuff that is a lot closer to reality than a lot of people expect it to be.
Maybe the most important quality to survive and flourish in the 21st century is to have mental flexibility. Not just to keep learning and changing again and again, also to keep letting go.
Yeah, you know, you just need to forget that you have a normal life and a healthy diet, and you're able to go outside when you're supposed to just be in the pod. This as the federal government keeps trying to ban more and more things from your life and existence, including, of course, gas stoves now. This as the price of almost everything is going up dramatically because of the fiscally irresponsible policies by the Federal Reserve that has been printing money out of thin air while still demanding taxes from you. All of this as some people are reporting food going up as high as 75% at mainline stores like Costco inside of the United States. This as the experts are still claiming that inflation is 7%, which is absolutely unbelievable for many people that are being plunged into poverty, which is becoming the new normal for everyone else as the government gets more and more control over everyone's life. And what did you think was going to happen here? Only to exacerbate this problem even worse, we of course have the larger proxy conflict between the East and the West unfolding right now in Ukraine, where countries like Sweden are even reinstating civil duty in response to a larger potential conflict with Russia. This as today Lithuania, Poland, and Ukraine have also announced a partnership and alliance with each other. This as the U.S. involvement in this conflict is getting more and more expanded, as there's going to be Ukrainian troops shipped out from the front lines in Ukraine and sent to Oklahoma in order to learn and receive training specifically with U.S. Patriot missiles. All of this as Russia has just claimed some success in Ukraine, taking a key town near Bakhmut, a place where the majority of the fighting has been taking place and will be a key determining factor to how this conflict will unfold. We're going to be keeping a close eye on that story, as well as the larger ramifications of this conflict that is having a global impact on everyone. What's going to be happening in the future? How will everything unfold? What's going to be the larger problems here? Well, we're going to be talking about that, plus taking your questions later on today on LukeUncensored.com, as after this video is done, I make a new video just for members of our private organization, where I get to talk to you guys one-on-one, and you guys also get to talk to other fellow members through our forum, which is one of the many perks that you get when you sign up for LukeUncensored.com. Just 50 cents a day. You also get exclusive merchandise. We just launched a shirt of the month that is going to save you a lot of money comparatively to the bestpoliticalshirts.com. We also have 3 masterclasses, and most importantly, a platform where we get to say and do what we want without any fears of being censored. That right there is definitely worth the money, as we are able to get into issues that we cannot discuss here on this platform. Important issues related to, of course, your health, to your wealth, and to answer your questions and to give you the best information that I can. I could only do it through LukeUncensored.com, where we have been spending a lot of our resources and energy building, growing, and expanding and working together. There's also going to be future meetups that are only available for members, specifically in the Florida area. To get all of that, plus a lot more, sign up right now just by clicking the link down in the description below. As of course, we are still not done here and have a plethora of a lot of important news to talk about today. As of course, we have a new Congress, a Republican-led Congress that just voted for its first bill and passed a repeal of Joe Biden's 87,000 new IRS agents. Now, of course, this all sounds hunky-dory and amazing to me, but we have to remember the way our government works is just because Congress passed something doesn't mean it becomes law. Doesn't mean it's actually going to be instituted, as of course the Democrats have control of the Senate and of course also the executive office that signs off on all of this, which they probably will, of course, turn down immediately. So even though the Republicans in the House voted for this, it doesn't mean it's actually going to be implemented. As of course, there's a big possibility that it will not. This is nothing more than a symbolic gesture here, as of course the Congress is also expected to vote on abolishing the IRS, which again seems like a tease without any kind of finish here, as the Republicans are usually doing what they're really good at, and that is meaningless symbolic gestures. And even if this new bill eliminating the income tax and abolishing the IRS passes, then of course we still have to wait for the democratically controlled Senate and Joe Biden to officially sign off on these bills, which they, again, won't. All of this, as it's important to note here that the IRS usually audits poor people 5 times more the rate that they actually do rich people, and they have a long history of targeting some of the poorest taxpayers, while millionaires largely remain unbothered by the IRS that routinely goes after low-hanging fruit, aka the poors, in order to generate enough revenue for themselves. And hey, at the end of the day, at least we have a discussion here that I think is at least worth thinking about. Will it amount to anything? Well, as of right now, no, but it's nice to hear things like this on Capitol Hill.
And for example, these salaries for these additional weaponized 87,000 IRS agents, which you saw we tried to pass, yet the Senate and even the Biden White House is pushing back on. Sir, I say taxation is theft, and I don't want any more IRS agents than you probably do.
And no lies were detected in that statement. This, as the House Republicans are also filing articles to impeach the current Department of Homeland Security Secretary Mayorkas for alleged high crimes and misdemeanors, which again is going to be very interesting to see how that unfolds. The House Republicans also just kicked off Adam Schiff, Eric Swalwell, Mr. Fang Fang, and Ilhan Omar off of the Intelligence and Foreign Affairs Committee. This, as we're also finding out that the House Republicans are moving forward, ramping up their investigation into Hunter Biden, which, if actually goes off as expected, is probably going to have a lot more bombshells released about the troubled son of the President of the United States. This is right now they're demanding that Treasury officials turn over documents tied to any foreign banking and business transactions that the Bidens were involved in. And we know there's a lot of them, specifically with Ukraine, China, and Russia, all being involved in siphoning money to the Bidens. Now, what was that money for? What did it buy? Well, that's a question that I think a lot of people should be asking themselves. And when it comes to investigating Hunter Biden and the Bidens, they are known as being some of the most corrupted pro-lobbyist political sellouts of our time. And what we're going to find out through all of this, well, I'll be honest here, I'm kind of excited to see. And it might not all be just bad news from the Congress, as we're also learning that there's going to be a new subcommittee formed that will be chaired by Representatives Jim Jordan that will be investigating the weaponization of the FBI, DOJ, and the rest of the federal government. So, with this new subcommittee, with these new investigations, hey, maybe not all is bad. Now, will the Republicans still demand money be sent to Ukraine? Will they get rid of any kind of oversight and accountability, especially when it comes to insider trading? Hey, let's be honest and be real with ourselves. Probably. But what do you think of this new Congress? Are you in favor of them? Are you disliking them? Do you not trust them? Out of 1 through 100. 100 means you really like them, you really trust them. 0 means you don't at all. Let me know down in the comment section below what you think of this new Congress. I love you guys. Stay tuned for more here on wearechange.org. One more video available for you right now on LukeUncensored.com. See you there.